Amy's world is about to change forever. The day she's been waiting for has finally arrived. But nothing is as simple as it seems. The drama that has surrounded her family for years isn't going away. And as the clock ticks down to the birth of her child, Amy must face her most challenging moments yet. Will she be able to navigate the chaos and uncertainty, or will the unexpected push her to her limits? Season 19 of Heartland begins with a bang, and the first episode promises an unforgettable journey of love, loss, and new beginnings. The hospital room is quiet, but the air is thick with tension. Amy is lying in a bed, her hand gripping the side as contractions come in waves. The room is sterile, with white walls and the soft buzz of hospital machinery in the background. Her breathing is steady, but her mind is racing. In a way, it feels like she's been preparing for this moment her entire life. But now that it's here, nothing seems clear. The chaos of the outside world, family drama, past heartbreak, unresolved grief, seems to press in on her from all sides. And through it all, there's a quiet, powerful sense of anticipation. This is a moment that could change everything. Jack, her grandfather, paces in the hallway outside the delivery room, his face a mask of concern. He's been through a lot in his life, but this moment, Amy becoming a mother, feels like the culmination of everything. He's proud of her, proud of how far she's come, but there's also a deep worry in his eyes. He's seen the toll that life on the ranch has taken on his family, and he knows that Amy's life is about to change in ways she can't fully comprehend. The bond that has always existed between them will have to evolve as Amy takes on this new chapter of her life. Meanwhile, Ty's absence weighs heavily on her. Amy can't help but think about how much she wishes he were here to share this moment with her. The pain of losing him is still raw, and the emptiness she feels without him by her side is undeniable. The love they shared was deep, and she can't shake the thought that this moment would be so much sweeter if he were here to witness it. But there's no turning back time, and as she breathes through each contraction, she knows she has to push forward. For herself, for the baby, and for everyone who's ever supported her. Ty's memory lingers, but she pushes it aside, focusing on the task at hand. This is her moment to prove that she's stronger than the pain and stronger than the loss. She takes a deep breath, knowing that despite everything, she has the support of those who love her. Her journey has been filled with obstacles, but every challenge has shaped her into the woman she is today. The emotional strength she's built over the years is about to be tested in ways she never imagined. Outside the room, Lou and Georgie are in the waiting area, chatting quietly. There's excitement in the air, but there's also a sense of uncertainty. Lou, as Amy's sister, feels a unique connection to this moment. She's watched Amy grow, watched her navigate the ups and downs of life, and now she's about to become a mother. It's a moment of pure joy, but also of deep reflection. Lou can't help but think about the challenges Amy has faced and how much she's overcome to get to this point. It hasn't been easy, and Lou knows that even though Amy is strong, the journey ahead will be anything but smooth. Georgie, too, feels the weight of the moment. She's seen Amy struggle, seen her fight through the toughest of times, and now she stands on the precipice of a new beginning. But Georgie's thoughts aren't just on Amy. There's a sense of foreboding, a quiet feeling that something bigger is on the horizon, something that will shake their world to its core. She doesn't know what it is, but she can feel it, like a storm on the horizon. It's as if the calm of this moment is just the eye of the storm, and everything around them is about to change. Back in the delivery room, Amy's breath quickens. She's close now, and the pain is intense, but she's not afraid. She's determined. She knows that this moment will define her, define who she is as a mother, as a woman, and as a member of the Heartland family. There's no going back. As the contractions grow stronger, she feels the weight of everything she's ever faced. Her family's struggles, her love for Ty, her grief, and her hopes for the future, all pushing her forward. In a distant part of the ranch, the horses are restless. There's something in the air. A change is coming. The winds are shifting, and nothing will ever be the same. The Heartland that Amy has known, loved, and fought for is about to be tested once again. And as she welcomes her child into the world, she doesn't know yet what the future will hold. But one thing is certain: the journey is far from over. As Amy's baby is born, she's filled with an overwhelming sense of love and responsibility. The pain of labor fades into the background, replaced by the pure joy of holding her newborn child for the first time. The baby's small hand wraps around her finger, and for a moment, time seems to stop. The world outside the hospital room feels distant, like a lifetime away. In this moment, it's just Amy, her baby, and the beginning of a new chapter in her life. But as she looks into her child's eyes, she knows that this is just the beginning of a new and unpredictable journey. As Amy cradles her newborn in her arms, a deep sense of peace washes over her. For the first time in a long time, the weight of her past, of losing Ty, of the trials on the ranch, of the heartache that has defined so much of her life, seems to recede into the background. In the quiet, tender moments with her child, she feels a kind of rebirth. The world outside might be filled with uncertainty, but in this room, there's only love, hope, and a new beginning. Yet, even in this moment of bliss, the echoes of the past refuse to be silenced. The shadow of Ty's absence still looms large over her. As she gazes down at her baby, her mind drifts to the memories of him, the way he had held her hand during the hardest times, the way they had talked about their future together, about building a family. The void left by his passing feels even more profound now that she holds their child in her arms. She can't help but wish he were there to share in this beautiful moment. It's a reminder that nothing in life comes without its challenges, and the journey ahead will require strength Amy isn't sure she's ready for. As she adjusts to motherhood, Amy finds herself torn between joy and grief. The baby's soft cries tug at her heart, and she promises to give everything she has to ensure this child knows love and warmth, but she can't escape the feeling that something is missing. The person who should be there, standing by her side through it all, is gone. She finds herself asking once again how she can do this without him. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the rest of the family is gathered, each feeling the ripple effect of Amy's new chapter. Lou and Peter arrive at the hospital to join the others, bringing a sense of comfort and support. Lou, always the pragmatic one, is filled with excitement, but there's also a hint of anxiety. As much as she's thrilled to become an aunt, she can't help but worry about the new challenges Amy will face, both as a mother and as someone who's still grieving. Lou wants to help, but she also knows that some battles are ones Amy will have to fight on her own. Peter is more reserved than Lou, standing quietly by her side as they make their way to Amy's room. It's clear that he's concerned for his sister-in-law, but he's also mindful of the delicate emotions at play. He knows how much Amy has suffered, and while he's eager to support her, he's uncertain of how best to do that. The dynamics of the family have shifted, and Peter can't help but wonder how Amy's new role as a mother will affect the delicate balance they've all been working to maintain. Georgie, too, has been thinking about Amy's future. While her excitement for the baby is palpable, she can't shake the feeling that Amy's journey is far from over. She senses that there are more hurdles ahead, more heartbreak, and more challenges to face. Georgie's own life is on the brink of a new chapter as well, with her equestrian dreams growing ever more tangible. But even as her own ambitions take center stage, she can't forget about Amy, about how her role as a sister, a daughter, and now a mother will be tested in ways that none of them could have anticipated. Amy's strength has always been an inspiration to Georgie, but the reality of motherhood is something that will test her in ways she's never been tested before. It's clear to Georgie that, as much as Amy's family will be there for her, this is a journey Amy must navigate on her own. But that doesn't mean Georgie won't be there to offer her support in whatever way she can. The bond between the two women is stronger than ever, and Georgie knows that as Amy takes on this new role, it will be important for them to lean on each other even more than before. But even as the family gathers at the hospital, there's a quiet undercurrent of tension. The unease that has been building for months now seems to reach a boiling point. Lou and Peter exchange glances, both of them sensing that the serenity of this moment won't last. There's a palpable sense that something is on the horizon, something that will shake their world, and Amy's, to its core. But what is it? What lies ahead for Amy, for the ranch, for the family? As Amy holds her baby, a new layer of complexity begins to emerge. The baby's arrival is a new chapter, but it also brings new questions. Will Amy's grief ever fully heal? Will the love and joy she feels for her child be Enough to mend the fractures in her heart? And most importantly, how will she move forward when so much of her past remains unresolved? These are questions only time can answer, but the answers won't come easily. Every new step Amy takes will be a challenge she'll have to face with strength, determination, and the unwavering support of those around her. Meanwhile, in the shadows, a figure watches. Unseen, unnoticed, this person knows that the peaceful moment at the hospital is just the calm before the storm. The wheels have already been set in motion. There are decisions to be made, secrets to be uncovered, and a reckoning on the horizon that no one at Heartland is prepared for. The family may have rallied around Amy in her moment of need, but the truth is, there are far more pressing matters ahead. Matters that could change everything forever. As the family gathers in the hospital room, there's a sense of unease in the air, a knowing that this moment, as joyful as it may be, is merely the beginning of something much bigger. Amy's journey into motherhood is just the first step in a larger, more unpredictable path. And as the screen fades to black, the question remains: what's coming next? The quiet hum of the hospital fades into the background as the family settles into their new roles. Amy, now a mother, is adjusting to the overwhelming sense of responsibility that comes with caring for her newborn. The exhaustion is palpable, but the joy of holding her child keeps her going. Every moment feels like a delicate balancing act as she tries to process her grief while also embracing the love that surrounds her. But despite the overwhelming emotions, a sense of doubt lingers in the corners of her mind. Can she truly do this alone? Back at Heartland, the ranch continues to operate as usual, but there's an undercurrent of tension that everyone feels. Jack, while proud of Amy, can't ignore the nagging worry in his chest. The ranch has been through its fair share of trials, but Amy's grief, coupled with the new responsibility of raising a child, adds a layer of uncertainty that Jack struggles to come to terms with. He's seen his family go through so much, but the birth of Amy's child is a reminder of the passing of time and the inevitable changes that come with it. The family dynamic is shifting in ways that even Jack, the pillar of stability, can't quite control. Lou, ever the organizer, has thrown herself into managing the logistics of the ranch, but even she can't avoid the emotional turmoil that hangs over the family. She watches Amy from a distance, sensing the deep emotional scars that have yet to fully heal. Lou's protective instincts have always been strong, and now, as she watches her sister step into this new chapter of motherhood, she feels an even stronger urge to shield Amy from any further pain. But Lou knows that sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you can't protect someone from what they need to face. Amy's journey is her own, and as much as Lou wants to fix everything, she understands that some things can't be fixed. As Lou navigates her role as a supportive sister, she finds herself confronted with her own challenges. Her relationship with Peter has always been complicated. But now, with the arrival of the baby, their bond feels even more fragile. Peter, who has been a steady presence in Lou's life, is a rock in his own way. But the stresses of their different careers, their responsibilities to the ranch, and the growing distance between them are taking a toll. Lou can't help but wonder if they're growing apart, even as they're supposed to be coming closer together. It's a quiet, nagging fear, one that she tries to bury beneath the busyness of life, but it refuses to be ignored. Georgie, too, finds herself grappling with new emotions. As the baby settles into the Heartland fold, Georgie begins to understand the weight of responsibility in ways she never had before. The future of the ranch and the family rests heavily on their shoulders. She's been a part of Heartland for a long time now, but this feels different. She's not just a girl trying to prove herself anymore. She's growing into a young woman, someone who will have to step up and carry on the legacy of Heartland, whether she's ready or not. The pressure to succeed, to honor the history of the ranch, and to help Amy through this new chapter of her life weighs on Georgie more than she's willing to admit. But there's also an underlying excitement. As much as the future seems uncertain, Georgie can't help but feel that the next few years will be pivotal for her and for the ranch. Amy's baby isn't just a new addition to the family. The baby represents hope, renewal, and the possibility of a fresh start. But as Amy navigates the early stages of motherhood, she realizes that the road ahead isn't as clear-cut as she'd hoped. There are sleepless nights, moments of doubt, and the ever-present shadow of the life she once shared with Ty. The memories of him are both comforting and painful. Sometimes, when she holds the baby in her arms, she swears she can almost feel his presence, as if he's watching over them both. But in those quiet moments, the grief is overwhelming, and the emptiness of his absence is impossible to ignore. Yet, there's a sense of determination in Amy that's stronger than the grief. She's always been a fighter, and now more than ever, she needs that strength. It's not just for her, but for her child. The future might be uncertain, but Amy refuses to let fear or sorrow define the life she will build with her baby. She's determined to honor Ty's memory, but she also knows that she can't live in the past forever. There's a delicate balance to strike, and Amy's journey of healing is just beginning. But even as she finds moments of peace, the tension within the family continues to build. Jack, Lou, and Peter all find themselves grappling with their own emotions and fears. Each person has their own way of processing the changes. But one thing is clear: the arrival of Amy's baby has opened a new chapter that no one saw coming. The winds of change are blowing through Heartland, and nothing will ever be the same again. Outside the walls of the hospital, the larger world continues to shift. The ranch faces new challenges that threaten to shake the family to its core. Rumors swirl about the future of Heartland, and whispers of change grow louder. It's not just the family dynamics that are in flux. The ranch itself is on the brink of a new era, one that could alter everything they've worked for. There are decisions to be made, alliances to form, and struggles to face. And as Amy settles into her new role as a mother, she will soon realize that the challenges she faces won't just come from within the family, they'll come from forces beyond her control, forces that could tear everything apart. As Amy holds her baby close, she wonders what the future holds for them. There's so much she still has to learn, so much she still has to prove. But for the first time in a long time, she feels a glimmer of hope. Despite the struggles, despite the pain, there's still love. And with love, there's always the chance for a new beginning. The question is, will it be enough to carry them through the storm that's coming? The days after Amy's baby is born seem to stretch on endlessly, yet pass by in the blink of an eye. The family adapts to the new normal, but the undercurrent of tension continues to simmer just below the surface. Amy, though filled with a fierce love for her child, struggles to reconcile her grief with her new reality. There are days when she feels as though she's drowning in memories of Ty, his absence in every room, his absence in every moment she shares with the baby. But she knows she can't let it consume her. For her child's sake, she has to find a way to move forward. However, the grief doesn't always fade so easily. Sometimes, in the quiet of the night, Amy can't help but question whether she's truly ready for the responsibility of motherhood. The weight of it all, raising her child alone, honoring Ty's memory while forging her own path, feels overwhelming. There are days when she wonders if she'll ever feel whole again, or if the emptiness will always follow her like a shadow she can't shake. Yet in her heart, she knows she has to keep going. For the baby, for Heartland, for the future. Jack, who has always been a rock for the family, watches Amy closely, his concern growing with each passing day. While he tries to maintain his strong exterior, he can't help but feel helpless. He's proud of Amy, proud of her resilience, but he's also painfully aware of how much she's carrying. The weight of the ranch, of the past, of Ty's loss. Jack fears it might break her. He doesn't know how much longer she can shoulder it all without cracking. In the quiet moments, when he's alone with his thoughts, Jack wonders whether the family will ever truly recover from the loss of Ty. He has seen this kind of pain before, but the loss feels different now. It's not just the family's history at stake, it's the future. Lou, still grappling with her own issues, watches Amy struggle with an aching heart. She's proud of her sister, but Lou can't shake the nagging feeling that something more is coming. The family's foundation is built on love and loyalty, but there are cracks beginning to form. Cracks Lou fears might grow wider as time passes. She's tried to keep everything together, to be the glue that holds the family in place, but she knows that there are limits. As much as Amy needs her, Lou can't help but feel the weight of her own life pushing her in different directions. Her relationship with Peter is strained, and the stress of balancing her family obligations with her personal ambitions is taking a toll. The question Lou keeps asking herself is whether she can keep it all together or if she too will fall apart. As Lou watches Amy adjust to motherhood, she also sees the subtle changes in Georgie. The young woman who once focused solely on her dreams of becoming an equestrian champion is now faced with the responsibility of helping Amy navigate this new phase of life. Georgie is fiercely protective of Amy, and there's a deep sense of admiration in the way she looks at her. Yet Georgie is also beginning to realize that her own life is about to take some unexpected turns. She can feel it in her bones. Something is coming, something that will challenge everything she thought she knew about her place in the world. Georgie's ambitions are growing, but so too is her sense of responsibility. There's a quiet strength emerging in her, one that was always present, but now has to be harnessed for the sake of the family. She knows that she can't pursue her dreams without considering the impact on the people she loves. The ranch is in her blood, and even though she yearns for more, Georgie understands that the heart of Heartland will always pull her back. Her relationship with Amy is evolving, and Georgie is starting to feel more like an adult, someone who can contribute to the future of the ranch. But there's also a sense of something greater, something more pressing on the horizon. As the days go by, tensions rise not only within the family, but also on the ranch itself. The cattle, the land, and the day-to-day operations are becoming more difficult to manage. With Ty gone, there's a hole in the practical side of the ranch's work, one that Amy can't fill on her own. Jack and Lou do their best to manage, but the strain is taking its toll. New challenges are emerging, drought conditions that threaten the ranch's cattle, financial pressures that are squeezing the family's resources, and external factors beyond their control. The ranch that has stood for generations is now facing an uncertain future. As the family deals with these pressures, it becomes clear that they'll have to make some difficult choices. The future of Heartland hangs in the balance. The ranch has always been more than just land and livestock. It's a symbol of everything the family has built together. But in this moment of crisis, the question becomes whether they can keep it all intact or whether the pressures of the world outside will finally take their toll. And then there's the looming threat from a new, mysterious presence. Rumors have begun to swirl about a powerful investor who's interested in acquiring Heartland. This individual has a reputation for turning profitable businesses into commodities, stripping them of everything that makes them unique. Amy and Jack, knowing how much the ranch means to the family, are immediately wary. But the threat isn't just external. The growing tension within the family, combined with the mounting pressures on the ranch, has begun to create rifts between the different generations. Some see the potential financial opportunity as a way to secure Heartland's future, while others fear that selling out could destroy everything they've worked for. As Amy battles her own personal demons, the outside world begins to push in. The family must confront not only their personal grief and struggles, but also the very real possibility that Heartland, as they know it, could be taken from them. It's a terrifying prospect, one that forces Amy to make decisions she never thought she would have to face. The battle for Heartland isn't just about cattle and land. It's about the very heart of the family. The choices they make in the coming days will determine the future of the ranch, and with it, the future of everything they hold dear. Amy knows that she has to be the one to step up, not just for herself and her child, but for the legacy of Heartland. But with so much at stake, the pressure is building and the walls are closing in. The fate of the family, the ranch, and everything they've fought for hangs in the balance. As the screen fades to black, one question echoes in the minds of all who love Heartland. Will the family pull together in time to save the ranch, or will they be torn apart by the very forces that threaten to destroy them?